I'm here to share with you my opinion and kind of a book summary on the story We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I recently finished this book and it was just amazing. I just want to add a little note to those who haven't read this book. I feel like everything in the story is a spoiler, the summary and everything, so if you don't want to be spoiled, you may want to leave. I originally watched some videos on it because I wasn't sure if I wanted to read it, and I did, and it intrigued me, so I ended up reading the story, but I feel like everything in the story you learn as you go along. Like any story, I guess. But I just wanted to warn you. But for those of you who don't care or read the story or may be interested, continue on. So, We Have Always Lived in the Castle is written by Shirley Jackson, who is an amazing author. I'm sure everybody already knows this. I just figured it out and I'm so happy. Like, she's definitely one of my favorite authors. She wrote The Lottery, which is a short story. This pretty well known. And then she's also wrote The Haunting of Hill House, which I'm currently reading and absolutely enjoying. So that's one of her more famous works, so you guys might recognize that. But anyway, We Have Always Lived in the Castle is a story narrated by an 18-year-old girl named Mary Cat. Now, Mary Cat, even in the beginning of the story, you realize that there's something kind of missing there. She acts like a really young child and talks about werewolves and her powers, and you kind of get this like ominous feeling about her. You don't know if she's actually like has powers or witchcraft or something, or if she's just really like messed up, if you get what I mean. She talks to her cat like he's a real person. Talks about how she's always thought she would make a great werewolf, and just weird things like that. She's this very strange character, and it's really amazing seeing the story through her eyes. She has an older sister named Constance who is afraid to leave the house. So Mary Cat has to make all the errands out. She leaves the house twice a week and talks about how much she hates it and how much she hates the people in the village and how she would like to see them all dead. Everyone in the village hates the Blackwell family. You realize that her family has all been killed except for her uncle. And you don't know why, but as the story progresses, you realize that they've all been poisoned by arsenic, which was placed in their sugar at, I believe it was dinner, tea, something like that. We're going to go with dinner. So the whole family was poisoned by this arsenic, except for her sister Constance, who was cooking the meal and originally accused of the crime, but was later proven innocent. And she does not like sugar, so she'd never have sugar on anything, so she survived. Her uncle only had a little bit, so he was slightly affected by the poison's effects. And he's crazy too. He forgets things. They have to remind him of the story. And a lot of times he doesn't realize that his family's been killed, but they like remind him and reassure them that's what happened. So those are like the three main characters. Constance, like I said, is afraid to leave the house. She's the most normal character, I feel like, in the story. But this whole family, this incident with the murder of their family happened 6 years ago. But all of the characters dwell on it as if it had just happened. But they're so content with their lives too. They just talk about it as in like a matter-of-fact way, but it's not like they've moved past it. They're still dwelling on this one day. It seems like it has just happened. Mary Cat was 16 years old at the time of the incident, and she still acts like she's 16. She still acts like it just happened the other day. And the puzzling thing about the whole story is how content they are with their lives, with Constance being afraid to leave the house, the village hating them. It's just really, really bizarre and such a fantastic read. Like, I can't even tell you. It was beautiful and poetic, and Shirley Jackson is a freaking genius, guys. Highly suggest you read some of her work. This book I felt like was a bit hard to get into. Only because of the writing style, and there was like a slow pace towards it all. I feel like if I hadn't have heard about it, what I did, I would have never picked up the story, or finished the story for that matter, because it was slow. Because I knew what it was about and what was going to happen from the book summaries I read, I felt like that's why I continued reading it. Though I wish I hadn't have known about the stuff that was going to happen. This book was beautiful and amazing, and I thought it was really going to be kind of creepy when I read it. I thought I was going to be scared, but it has a very ominous that's not the word I'm looking for, but you guys know what I meant. Like Mary Cat nails books to trees as like a ward to keep people away and keep the evil at bay. And she buries things like her father's gold cufflinks in the ground, and it's just all really bizarre. And soon their cousin comes to visit, and it sounds like he's after the family's money, which they keep in the house. They took it out of the bank, and they're really wealthy. But that's what it seems like he's all about in the story. And the uncle's like insane, mumbling about his stories that he's writing over and over and over again about the day when the family died. He's documenting it over and over, but he can't ever remember what it's done. And he just keeps compiling all this information of things that he can't even remember. And the cousin thinks he's insane, which she is. Okay, so I think I may have just cut out some of that stuff because I didn't want to get too deep in this story. But I just wanted to, yeah, so I may have just cut that off there. We don't know. Overall, I thought this was a beautiful, fantastic work, and I highly suggest everyone read it. It was very poetic, and the mindset and the writing style is just so unique. I don't think I've ever read anything quite like it. I definitely suggest you guys read it, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this book review. I hope I haven't like spoiled anything. I really tried to keep it like clean, but the whole story seems to be quite a spoiler. But I gave you guys a disclaimer, so yeah, if you haven't read the story, I want you to go read it like as soon as possible. It's only like 120 pages, and it's so amazing. Sorry. So, bye!